Advanced level business questions and answers 3.4 decision making to improve operational performance. What is meant by operations? It is also known as the production department. It is concerned with either producing goods or providing a service. State 8 possible operational objectives. To increase capacity, to increase efficiency, to decrease costs, to improve quality, to increase added value, to improve innovation, to consider environmental issues, and then finally speed of response, which is about reducing the lead time, which is the time from receiving an order to delivery. What is added value? This is the difference between price and the cost of bought-in goods and services. It shows what value the business adds to the product. Name 4 internal factors that might influence operational objectives and decisions. The budget available, the aims of the company, the nature of the product. Service companies will have different objectives compared to production companies, and then capital equipment, which really means machinery. Name 5 external influences that might influence operational objectives and decisions. Competitors, consumer demand and expectations, market conditions, whether it's a recession or a boom, legal requirements, and technological development. What is capacity? This is the maximum amount of goods and service a business can provide over a period of time. What is capacity utilisation? This is the percentage of maximum possible output at which a business runs. What is the formula for capacity utilisation? It's output over maximum capacity times 100. What determines capacity? Fixed assets, that's the factories and machineries that the company has, the number of employees, the motivation and productivity of staff, the production process itself, and working hours. Why might 90% capacity utilisation be better than 100%? It is always best to have some spare capacity held in reserve in order to cope with machine failure, supply chain problems, or human resource issues, so that in the event of an adverse event occurring, customers are not disappointed by the inability to deliver goods on time. If capacity utilisation is increasing towards 100%, then plans should be made to increase the total capacity. If a firm is approaching that 100% capacity, what can it do? Well, it could attempt to increase the maximum capacity by hiring new staff, purchasing more machinery, increasing staff productivity, or consider outsourcing, which is getting other companies to produce part or all of the product. Why does underutilisation increase unit costs? Well, unit costs are equal to total cost divided by output. And total cost comprises fixed cost plus variable cost. So if output increases, the fixed costs are shared between a greater number of units, therefore unit cost must fall. A simple example will illustrate. Imagine you hire a burger van for the weekend for £200. Burgers cost you £2 to make and you sell them for £5. If you sell 500 burgers, your average cost, that's the unit cost, is going to be 500 times £2 plus 200 divided by 500, and that comes to £2.40. Now imagine the following weekend you manage to sell 1,000 burgers, that's twice as many. This time we have 1,000 times £2 plus 200 divided by 1,000 equals £2.20. So unit cost has fallen by 20p as the fixed cost of the van is shared out amongst more burgers. How could a firm deal with underutilisation? They could reduce their capacity by proceeding with retrenchment policies or try to increase demand by creating an advertising campaign to try and increase sales. How could firms deal with capacity needs over time? They could plan ahead for the future and try and incorporate flexibility by using part-time or zero-hour-based workers. Differentiate between productivity and efficiency. Productivity is measurable by output per worker. Efficiency is about getting the most output for a given amount of input, mostly by removing all waste. How can you improve labour productivity? By increasing staff motivation, increasing staff training, and then you could replace staff with machinery. What is lean production? It's about reducing waste, especially materials and labour time. What is JIT? Well, this stands for just-in-time production and is where suppliers deliver their materials or components immediately before they are required. State 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages of JIT. Advantages, well, it reduces stock holding to a minimum, thus freeing up some working capital. It can reduce costs through less warehousing and less labour costs. Disadvantages, it takes a great deal of coordination with really trusted suppliers, and there is no safety buffer if things go pear-shaped. What is time-based management? Where management is making an active effort to reduce wasted labour time. Explain how the following technological innovations may help increase efficiency. CAD. This stands for computer-aided design. So CAD allows new products to be designed and modelled virtually. This cuts time between the initial idea and production and reduces the need to make physical prototypes. CAM, computer-aided manufacturing. CAM involves the use of computers to control machinery. Robots replace humans for repetitive tasks as machinery can perform these tasks more quickly with fewer errors at a lower cost and with greater precision. 3D printing. Prototypes or products can be made directly from CAD. ICT, information and communications technology. So this is used to increase efficiency in all aspects of communication, both internally and externally, ranging from simple emails right up to enterprise resource planning. What is meant by quality? Quite simply, when products meet consumer expectations. What are the benefits of improving quality? Well, brand image improves, there's fewer customer returns. As the demand for the product becomes more price inelastic, the firm can charge higher prices, leading to greater added value and ultimately greater profits. Differentiate between quality control and quality assurance. So quality control is about preventing faulty goods from reaching the customer. Quality assurance is about putting systems in place to prevent faulty goods and services being made in the first place. What is TQM? This stands for Total Quality Management. Here, the company aims to have the whole workforce committed to quality. There is a customer-supplier relationship set up within the firm such that each stage of production requires the supplier to ensure quality before it moves on to the next stage. State 3 advantages and 3 disadvantages of TQM. Well, the advantages are all employees are involved, improves teamwork, reduces waste by getting it right first time. Disadvantages, though, are getting all staff on board is difficult. There may be some resistance to it. It requires extensive training and it can be expensive to implement. What is meant by lean production? Where production occurs with minimum waste in terms of material or labour time, thereby helping to minimise costs. What is meant by flow production? Flow production converts raw materials to finished product in one continuous process. What is meant by batch production? Batch production involves making items in groups. They move on to the different stages of production together. What is meant by job production? Each item is made individually from start to finish. What is meant by cell production? Where products are made by small teams of workers. What are quality circles? So where workers and management meet to discuss and improve practices. This is part of the philosophy of Kaizen, or constant improvement. What are the costs of holding stock? Well, warehousing costs, labour to look after it, degradation, waste and perishability, opportunity cost of the cash that it takes up. Explain the above diagram. This is a stock control chart. The business orders stock once levels have fallen to 300 units. There is a lead time, that's the time between order and delivery, of just under 2 weeks. They sell 500 units per month with a buffer stock level of 100 units and have a maximum storage level of 600 units. What is a supply chain? This consists of a group of firms which supply goods and services in a series that involves turning raw materials into the final product and delivering it to the end consumer. What characteristics would you expect to see in a quality supply chain? Well, productivity, efficiency, reliability, quality, flexibility in volume, and a short lead time between stages. Differentiate between core and peripheral workers. Well, core workers are staff that are key employees and are mostly experienced full-time workers who might be difficult to replace. Periphery workers are staff that are not necessarily needed all the time and tend to be temporary, part-time or zero-hour contract workers and are fairly easily replaced. What is outsourcing, AQA, also known as subcontracting? This is where a business pays another business to complete one or more of their processes. For example, a car manufacturer may outsource the production of the engines, or firms may outsource their call centre operations. State 3 advantages and 1 disadvantage of outsourcing. The advantages are it reduces costs. You can use specialist firms which are more efficient and could improve product or service quality. There are less staff to manage, and 1 disadvantage is you may have some degree of loss of control over quality. What is mass customization? This is a type of differentiation where technology allows products to be altered to customer specifications, but at the same time retaining the cost advantages of mass production. Okay, that brings us to the end of 3.4. So here follows a multiple choice assessment, 15 questions. So if you have the answer sheet in front of you, then that's great. If not, just jot down 1 to 15. Then as we go through it, write down which answer you think is correct. So ready? Here we go. Question 1. Which of the following is not an operational objective? Skimming, increasing capacity, unit cost reduction, or waste reduction? Added value is A, extra modifications to the product, B, the difference between the cost of bought-in materials and the price, C, the difference between the average fixed cost and price, or D, the value added by producing one more unit. Question 3. If capacity utilisation falls, unit costs would normally A, fall a lot, B, fall a little, C, remain the same, or D, increase. Question 4. An airline operates 10 flights per week using planes which have 200 seats. Last week, it sold 1,500 tickets. It has fixed costs of £10,000 per week and a variable cost of £20. What is its unit cost? Is it A, £26.67, B, £266.67, C, £6.68, or D, £7.50? Question 5. An airline operates 10 flights per week using planes which have 200 seats. Last week, it sold 1,500 tickets. What is its capacity utilisation? Is it A, 50%, B, 75%, C, 30%, or D, is there insufficient information to tell? Question 6. Retrenchment is a strategy associated with A, expansion, B, contraction, C, growing market share, or D, horizontal integration. Question 7. Which one of these actions would not increase labour productivity? A, reducing labour with machinery, B, a better training programme, C, increased motivation of workers, or D, employ more workers. JIT stands for just in time, B, job interference technology, C, job interview technique, or D, just international trade. Which one of the following is not a method of production? A, cell, B, flow, C, batch, or D, clutch? Question 10. Which one of the following terms is not associated with inventory control? A, reorder, B, lead time, C, debtor, D, buffer. Question 11. What do the initials TQM stand for? Tactical quota marketing, B, targeted queuing matrix, C, tabular quantification mode, or D, total quality management? Which members of staff are involved in TQM? A, the managing director, B, the production director, C, the operations staff, or D, all staff? Question 13. Which of the following is not an advantage of JIT? A, holding a buffer stock, B, reduced labour costs, C, increased liquidity, D, reduced warehousing costs? Outsourcing means tackling needless waste, B, delivering products to the customer, C, paying other businesses to fulfill some of the business's activities, or D, actively looking for new suppliers. Question 15, must customization means A, reducing the weight of the product for easier transportation, B, selling to the total market, C, combining mass production with differentiation, or D, combining mass production with cost minimization. Okay, that brings us to the end of the multiple choice questions. So all we need to do now is to run through them. So I will read these and you just jot down the correct answer. So 1 is A, 2 is B, 3 is D, 4 is A, 5 is B, 6 is B, 7 is D, 8 is A, 9 is D, 10 is C, 11 is D, 12 is D, 13 is A, 14 is C, and 15 is C. Okay, well, that's it from me. So I'll see you in the next session where we will be dealing with finance. Goodbye.